One of these ocean sounds has an explanation, the other one doesn't. In 1997, the ocean made a sound no animal on Earth should be able to make. 2 listening stations picked it up, 3,000 miles apart. To do that, whatever made this sound had to be louder than a blue whale. Not by a little, by a lot. Scientists gave it an answer: ice. Case closed. But 2 years later, the same microphones caught a second sound. And this one didn't boom like breaking ice. This one moaned like a voice. Play. And somewhere out there is a photo, a shadow in the water, that people claim shows the thing that made it. By the end of this video, you'll hear both sounds, see that photo, and find out which parts of this story are real, and which one the internet made up. In the summer of 1997, hydrophones belonging to NOAA, America's ocean monitoring agency, were quietly listening to the Pacific. These underwater microphones are sensitive enough to hear a whale from 1,000 miles away. What they picked up that summer was heard from over 3,000 miles apart. Think about that, for 2 separate stations 3,000 miles from each other to detect the same sound. Whatever made it would have to be louder than any animal ever recorded on Earth. Louder than a blue whale, the loudest creature we know of, by an enormous margin. The scientists gave it a name that almost sounds like a joke: the Bloop. But nobody was laughing at the theories. A colossal squid beyond anything in our records. A survivor from prehistory, larger than Megalodon. And then someone traced the coordinates and found something that made the internet lose its mind. The Bloop came from the South Pacific, near Antarctica, the exact region where, 70 years earlier, the writer H.P. Lovecraft placed the sunken city of Arlaia, the prison of his sleeping god monster, Cthulhu. A coincidence, obviously. Eventually, NOAA gave their answer: icequakes. Massive sheets of Antarctic ice fracturing apart, booming through the water. And to be fair, ice really can do that. But here's the detail that never sat right with people. So the file was closed officially. Unofficially, it never closed at all. And here's the part almost nobody knows. The Bloop wasn't the only sound NOAA couldn't explain that decade. There was another one, 2 years later, from the same ocean. And this one didn't boom. This one moaned. March 1st, 1999, the same NOAA hydrophone network, the Equatorial Pacific. For roughly 15 seconds, the sensors recorded something that researchers would later describe as a long, drawn-out whine, like a voice dragging itself through the deep. They named it Julia. Now, the official candidate explanation exists, just like with the Bloop. NOAA suggested it could be a large iceberg, run aground off Antarctica, its hull grinding against the seafloor, but Julia has 3 problems the Bloop never had. Problem 1, the sound. Ice grinding is chaotic, random scrapes and cracks. Julia rises and falls. It bends, almost like inflection, like something saying something. Problem 2, the range. This sound was picked up across the entire Equatorial Pacific array. Once again, whatever produced it was operating at a scale we don't have an animal for. And problem 3 is the reason you're still watching. Because, according to a story that spread years later, at the exact window when Julia was recorded, a NASA satellite photographing the ocean near Cape Adare captured something in frame, a shadow beneath the surface. And when people measured that shadow against the coastline, it was larger than any living thing has a right to be. We're going to look at that image in a moment. But first, you need the full picture. Because when you place these two sounds side by side, something strange emerges. The bloop was loud enough to cross 3,000 miles. Julia swept the entire equatorial array. 2 different regions, 2 different years, 1 listening network. The bloop sounds like a single, massive event. One enormous body doing one enormous thing. Julia sounds continuous, sustained, deliberate. The bloop has a clean official explanation that most scientists accept. Julia's explanation is a candidate, offered, never confirmed. And here's the pattern that should bother you. Both explanations are ice. Every unexplained giant of the deep, according to the official record, is ice, which is either the boring truth or the most convenient answer in the world. So, the image. This is what circulates online as the Cape Adare photo, a dark mass beneath the surface, estimated by believers to be far larger than a blue whale. Now the honest part, because on this channel, we separate myth from reality. There is no confirmed NASA record of this photo, no date stamp, no source trail. It appeared on forums years after Julia, exactly the way the Sea Eater legend did, a real sound wrapped in a story the internet built around it. So the sound is reality. The photograph is, almost certainly, myth. But notice what your own mind just did when you saw it. That's why these legends survive. Not because the evidence is good, because the ocean gives us just enough real mystery that the fake ones feel possible. We've mapped more of Mars than our own ocean floor, and there's something I left out of this video. The bloop and Julia aren't alone. NOAA has a whole catalog of sounds it can't explain. Upsweep, slow down, whistle. Some still repeating right now. I'm covering them one by one, but these cases are so obscure, YouTube will never show you the next one on its own. So hit subscribe. The ocean keeps recording. Make sure you hear what it says next.